Welcome back to day number 8 of 12 days of Itch.y, a series where I go over 12 random games I find on Itch.io and I tell you about them one day at a time, all the way leading up to Christmas. Yo, this game kinda rules. This is less of a horror game as much as it is an experiment in a system of mechanics that are tied together by a theme and atmosphere that bring it into the world of horror. It reminds me a lot of Iron Lung, actually, if you've played that. It has the same kind of bitter future hellscape, a similar color palette, and a very comparable atmosphere and tone, as well as being a game that is focused on doing a job with a looming threat off in the distance. Carbon Steel's gameplay revolves around a series of what I can only assume to be some crazy underwater monsters. Each time you get one, you have to check its class type, run to a computer, find specific information, and then run to a device, put in the proper number, to chemical ratios, and then inject the monster with your concoction, and then take its essence. You repeat this about 3 to 4 times depending on what ending you're going for, and then you beat the game. Carbon Steel is kind of hard to talk about because the strongest aspect of the game is the flow of the cycle of work. Even in its only 3 to 4 missions, you feel a flow, and each of the little minigames that you have to accomplish in order to fulfill your work are engaging enough to want to do another when it's all over. In fact, the game even allows you to continue from a specific point in the game where you can decide between the one of 2 endings, which is nice. For even such a short game, it would feel kind of monotonous to have to do the initial jobs without all of the minigames over again just to see a different ending. It was a nice little touch that I appreciated. But I think more than any of the games I've talked about so far in this year's 12 Days of Itchy, this is a game that you just have to take my word on. Its mechanics are simple, and its gameplay loop is very enjoyable, satisfying, and interesting. I wouldn't mind more of this. I wouldn't mind a $5 priced game where this game goes on for about an hour or so. There are enough separate little mechanics going on at once that would keep this loop engaging for that amount of time. I highly recommend Carbon Steel.